Try not to swear. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, here we go. You can hear my voice clap once. Hear my voice clap twice. Hear my voice clap 3 times. Thank you. My name is Coach Eric. What's my name? Coach Eric. Excellent. You all get 1,000 points. This is the parent orientation for 6U boys and girls, 5U boys and girls, and for playground. So raise your hand if you are in playground. Very good. Raise your hand if you are in 5U. Raise your hand if you're in 6U. Okay, great. One more time. Raise your hand if you are a child now or at one time were a child. Okay, I just want to see if anybody's paying attention. Okay, so while we're waiting for people to arrive, again, if you've got kids, you can go ahead and grab some books. Kids, grab books because this is going to be less than exciting for them, even with the jokes. So I'm going to tell you this little story. There's this mom. She's pushing a stroller through a grocery store with her little girl. And the little girl, she's going down the aisle. The little girl's pulling things off the shelf and saying, "Mommy, buy this for me. Mommy, buy this for me." And the mom is just saying, "It's okay, Maggie. We'll be out in a few minutes. It's okay, Maggie. We'll be out in a few minutes." She goes to the checkout. The kid is pulling stuff off of the shelf saying, "Mommy, buy this for me." And the mom is saying, Maggie, everything's going to be okay. We'll be out of here in a few minutes. Everything's going to be okay. She's talking really calmly. As she's leaving, the mom and the child are leaving. Someone comes and says, "Wow, it's amazing how well you how you deal with your daughter Maggie so well." The mom says, "Oh no, my name is Maggie." Okay, here we go. Okay, this joke is for the kids. So a guy is holding something in his hands in the office, and the boss comes in and takes it out of his hands. He says, "Oh, what is this? Wow, it's a little rubbery. It's not too hard. It's a little bit rubbery. Where is this? What is this material? Where did you get it?" And the guy says, "From my nose." Yeah, okay. And why was Cinderella so bad at soccer? Almost, because she missed the ball. Because she ran away from the ball and her coach turned into a pumpkin. That's right. Okay, here we go. All of your activities are going to be at Miller Middle School, and you're going to need a code. The code will be for the goals, which you are either going to set up and put away, to the shed where all the equipment is, or at the or to the gate. And the code is and for the porta potties, so you really need to know the code. So the code is 8684. Everyone say it. 8684. One more time. 8684. Okay. Did we lose Marshall? Okay, he better be working. That's all I have to say. Okay. Here's the deal. My name is Coach Eric. You got to use the title, Coach Eric. Okay. Coach Eric. The only reason I do this is so people call me a coach. So Coach Eric, you're going to get my email and probably my phone number. And the reason is I really want to support you on your journey, even as I am trying to transition out of this role. But I will support you as best I can. At the same time, we need people to step up and do all kinds of volunteer roles and eventually to be up here. So I want you to just consider doing this kind of thing as you volunteer through the season. There are contacts for you. If you can use these contacts, great. If you have a question, you can text me, email me, or call me, and I will do my best to support you. But here's some of the contact information. There are 6 AYSO philosophies. How many are there? Very good. The first 3 are, and you're going to repeat them after I say it, player development, balanced teams, open registration. Player development, what does player development mean? Does anybody know? Anyone want to guess? Learning, very good, Joe. Learning for the kids. Anything else? Fun is part of it. Anybody else? It really does mean it. So specifically, player development means development over winning. Okay? Balanced teams means we're going to try to mix up the players in such a way that either strong players are with strong players or a balance of teams so that scoring is even. And open registration means you can live anywhere and you can play in this region. Okay? You can live in Monterey, you can live in Nevada, and you can still play in this region. There's no geographical boundaries. We're going to talk about, our season is going to run starting on Saturday, September 7th, running until November 9th for 10 weeks. Now, I'm going to give you just a little bit more information now. For playground, you are going to start at 9 and end at 9:30. And your coaches are going to be, Kayla, please stand up. This is your UK coach here, Kayla. And that's our other UK coach, Marshall, back there. Yes, thank you for clapping. You should clap. Okay, sit down. They're going to be your coaches, but I'm going to be your master coach. I'm going to show them how I like to do it, and then they're going to run it. Our expectation is, so let me just start with this. Playground is 30 minutes because they're 3 years old, and when you run 45 minutes with 3-year-olds, they sit down and they stop doing stuff. So 30 minutes of stuff is going to be mostly fundamental motor skills stuff, not a lot of work with the ball, sorry, Joe. But we're going to try to do fundamental, just get them out there, get them running around, just get used to being around and on the field, okay? We may or may not do stuff with the ball because, frankly, at this age, we don't expect them to do a lot. For 5U and 6U, it's a little different program, and I'll go through that a little bit later. Okay, what do you call an elephant that rides a bus? Heavy? A passenger. Okay, player. Who said oh no? You said oh no? I'm calling on you next. Okay, player development to Coach Eric means 500 touches per hour of activity. So for that reason, in your program, 5U and 6U, not with playground, we're going to give every player a ball. So for the first 30 minutes, the ball is either going to be at their feet or your feet. So you are going to be doing development at the same time. We're tricking you guys into developing as well. But the kids, the idea is the more they touch the ball, the more development they get, the faster they develop. So that's the whole idea. We give you the ball, and we're going to have that first 30 minutes devoted to different kinds of things where the kids are touching the ball. What do you give a seasick elephant? What do you give a seasick elephant? What's the answer? You don't know the answer? Okay. What do you give a seasick elephant? A lot of space. Okay, here we go. See, you're going to have to come back every season, and I don't even change the jokes that often. Okay. Sorry. That's why Aaron's not here. That's why you're here this season, huh, Joe? Because you haven't heard these jokes before. Everybody you see here, except for Kayla and Marshall, are unpaid volunteers. So we are volunteering all of our time. My kids have exited the program. They're 19 and 16. I've been doing this since 2009. I'm sorry, that's a lie. I coached starting in 2010, and I've been doing this role for about 5 years. So I truly believe this statement: making time makes us human and humanizes us. So the more time you make for your kids, and you already know this because you're here, the more time you make for the kids, the more human you are to them, and the more you humanize them as well. So we're going to be asking you to volunteer, and so that brings us to the next question. What is it that makes AYSO great for our kids? Does anybody know the answer? Yes, you do. I just told you. What? That's right. That's right. Volunteers. You got it. Volunteers. You got it. Okay? I'm looking to you for all the answers now. Okay, so we're going to be asking you to volunteer. At this level, we keep it fairly simple, and I'll explain what the kinds of things are that we do. So playground for 3-year-olds is, we're going to do 20 to 30-minute activities. There's no scrimmages in general. We're going to ask for your parent participation, and hopefully you'll have fun doing it. We are going to ask you to do a couple of things. The primary thing we're going to ask you to do is when you arrive is to help pull the equipment out of the shack. The first week you won't need to do it, but later on. The other thing that's really important is snack duty. So I'm going to ask for a parent to be the snack coordinator, and then you guys will sign up for snack duty each week. The snack coordinator is going to keep track of allergies and send out reminders. Are there any questions about the playground program for 3-year-old children? We do plan to give each kid a ball. and you'll get a t-shirt. The 6U, 5U format, which is 6 and under and 5 and under, you're an expert in this stuff. I should have you give this presentation. What it is, it's a full hour of activity, but it's completely self-contained. Everything is on Saturday morning. You'll arrive, you'll do 30 minutes with a master coach, which will either be me, Kayla, or Marshall. Hopefully all three of us or two of us at a time. And the ball will be at the kids' feet most of the time for development purposes. And then you will run a scrimmage. We will spread out to the different fields, and we will run 2v2, 2 kids versus 2 kids, or 3v3 scrimmages, where the kids will play against each other, and we will try to match by skill. So the kids that are a little bit younger, a little bit more beginner, they'll be on one field, and the kids that are more advanced will go on the other field. 3v3 or 2v2. And then we'll rotate kids in every 1 to 4 minutes. Every 1 to 4 minutes. Okay? There's some other instruction that we'll talk to you about, but basically you want to celebrate every single goal that's done and every time with every kid, not just the kids who did it. 10 weeks of activity going from September 7th until November 9th. Or maybe the 2nd. Anyway, you'll know. Okay. Any questions about the 5U or 6U program? One question that you wanted to ask. By the way, I'm recording this, so I will post this video to YouTube somewhere. You do not need cleats. You do not need cleats ever, actually, but you do need some sort of closed-toed running shoe that they're going to be able to run around in. That's the first thing. The second thing is for 5U and 6U, you must have shin guards. So shin guards, we were supposed to sell them. I think we will be. They're $5. They're good $12 shin guards. I hope we have enough sizes for you. They'll be over there. $5 cash. That is required. You will get, for 5U and 6U, you'll get a shirt, shorts, and socks. Okay? And then we will also give you a soccer ball. We might not have the soccer balls today, but you'll get uniforms, and then you can buy shin guards. Any questions? Okay. There's some there's some books up there if you want to get some books. Okay. At this particular age, and I've done probably 2,000 or 3,000 hours with this age group now, except the 3-year-olds. And if kids don't want to play, I usually try to have a discussion with them. And our UK coaches and I will be working with you and your kids, especially the first 1 to 3 weeks. The kids may or may not want to play, and then later on you'll see if they get moody, they may not want to play. So my suggestion is to follow this, is to try to help them identify the feeling that they have. If they're tired, or they're upset, or they're thirsty, or they need shade, whatever it is, and try to get them to say it to you if you can, or to guess it and see if you can get them to just respond. If you can do that, you can reduce the level of their nervous system activity, and they're more likely to listen to you or to talk to you. The first is to identify what it is that they're feeling. If they're sad or scared, whatever it is. The second is then to ask them what they're needing or valuing, needing specifically. Do they need a break? Do they need rest? Do they need shade? So that's my recommendation, and in about 99% of cases, I can get kids back out on the field within 3 to 4 minutes. My suggestion is to not bribe and to not coerce. That's just my suggestion. It's up to you to decide. This is all an invitation. These are all suggestions, okay? Okay, what is the goal combination? Kayla, you know. Okay, 8684, that's right. Okay, everybody say 8684. 8684. So remember, 8684 is the combination, and that's for the goal combo, the shed combination, and most importantly, the porta potty combo. Okay, don't answer this one. The only 6 words you need to say to your kid, does anybody know what those are? Was anybody here last year that's willing to raise their hand? You weren't here. Jason was here?
I was here.
You were here, you don't remember it all? It's okay, you and Jason are experts at this already. Okay, here's the only, these are the only 6 words you ever need to say to your kid in sports or any kind of performance. I love to watch you play. There's a ton of research on this, psychological research on this. For kids that perform, for athletes that perform, music, all of that stuff, these are the only 6 words you ever need to say. I love to watch you play. You can Google this, and I can send you the links to this, and you can read all the research. You don't need to talk to them about coaching or anything else, and I'll give you some other tips in a moment. So before the competition, you can say, have fun, play hard, I love you. Same thing after the competition. Did you have fun? I'm proud of you, I love you. That's it. This is all you need to say to your kids ever about soccer or any activity. I'm really proselytizing this, but there's a lot of research actually around this. And I'll go into some other communication stuff later. As part of your package, you are going to get a magnet that looks like this. It's and what's great is that if you look at this, there's a pattern here. You'll see that it goes from when they're really little, like this, to when they're really big, in the bottom right, okay? So eventually you will have a whole refrigerator full of pictures like this as they go through their soccer or other, some of those are field hockey, and that's okay too. So you're going to get one magnet, and you're going to get one 8x10 that's going to have a team picture and an individual picture. That's what's included in the package that when you register. You can buy more pictures. And I always recommend 4 refrigerator magnets in addition to the one. Does anybody remember why I recommend 4 refrigerator magnets? Grandparents. Why 4 though? Because you have 4 grandparents, right? Yes, you have 4 grandparents, but sometimes you have 6 or 8. So you really want to get at least 4 in case those grandparents get divorced. Okay. I'm going to give you some communication coaching here now because I think it'll help you with your kids and it'll help you with the coaches, which is just as important. So this is your free communication skills class, okay? There's different kinds of ways to communicate with your kids. So I thought I would exercise this with you. Juan, could you come up here, please? Okay, this is my son Juan. As you can tell, he's 5 years old. And he's just scored a goal. So he's going to come up and say, Daddy, I just scored a goal.
You just scored a goal.
Juan, next time, before you score a goal, make sure you look around. How does that feel when I say that to you?
Sad.
Sad, you feel sad? Perfect, that's good, now sit down. Okay, this is what we call active destructive communication. It actually removes the person from their happy place and puts them, does anybody know a boss or anybody else who does this kind of stuff? Maybe even a soccer coach that's done this before? Okay, so that's the idea, this is active destructive. Next time, look around. Next time, do this. Next time for your presentation, Joe, make sure you have no typos. Okay, you get the idea, right? Okay, that's active destructive. Okay, passive destructive. Steph, come on up, because you're here. This is my daughter, Steph. She's a 6-year kid, obviously, right? I've been fortunate enough to coach at least one of her kids, maybe the other. Sorry. That's great.
That's why we asked Lucy too.
Lucy, sorry, Lucy. Thank you. I got 4 letters right. Okay, say Daddy, I just scored a goal.
Daddy, I just scored a goal.
Oh, that is so, when I was your age, I scored 5 goals in 2 minutes. How do you feel about that?
Depressed.
You feel depressed. Very good. Thank you very much. Academy Award winner. Okay, so this is called passive destructive, and that's where you get the guy at work who every time you tell a story, he's got another story about how when he broke his leg. Anyway, the point is that this is the passive destructive. So it's not the next time, it's the I have a story for you. In case you didn't know, these are things that I don't recommend you do with your children, your spouse, or your boss, or your subordinates, okay? You didn't know you were going to get some marriage counseling here too, did you? Oh, sorry. Okay, here we go. Joe, would you mind coming up for this one? Okay, this is my son Joe. He's a 12-year kid. You can tell by his kid. He comes up to me and says, Daddy, I just scored a goal. Wow. How does that feel? Okay. Thanks. Okay, this is called passive constructive communication. This is good job. There's nothing specific I tell you about it, but good job, Juan. Good job, Joe. You scored. Yay! It's okay, but it's not really celebrating, right? So, the idea here is this kind of works, but really what I want you to do is what I'm going to suggest you do, and this is true with, again, everybody in your life, consider doing the active constructive role. And by the way, use these skills for good and not evil. What is your name, young lady?
Tina.
Tina, could you come up for this one? Tina's my 16-year daughter here.
Daddy, I just scored a goal.
Oh, that's great. What is it? What is it? Man, that is terrific. And you went to practice every day this season, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I saw you looking up, and I saw you doing all those passing opportunities. What else did you do that helped you score that goal?
Passed it.
You passed it, right. Okay, thank you. That's perfect. Thank you, Tina. Okay, everybody, big hand for Tina. Okay, so this is the real active constructive. This is the celebration. This is the savoring of the moment. And it's part of actually positive coaching. The idea is that if you can get someone to celebrate what they've done, all the effort they put into that moment, that is the active constructive. It's a way to connect better. It's a way to reinforce your relationship with your child or your spouse or your boss or your subordinates. Does anybody have any questions about this? Is this useful to anyone? Raise your hands if you think this is useful. Okay, thank you for that feedback. Okay, that was useful to me. Okay, so that brings us to positive coaching. This is the fourth AYSO philosophy. Everybody say it, positive coaching? Okay. What does positive coaching mean? What? Okay, it means being positive. Thank you so much for that. Okay. It means exactly what I said, which was, in this specific case, what's your name, sir? Paul. Paul, come on up here, right here. Say I have to give Paul something, I have to give him a correction, okay? And actually, we're going to do this, we're going to pretend like we're at home because I can't think of the soccer one right now. Okay. So Paul, the situation is this. You are my 16-year-old son, and you haven't finished your homework yet. Okay?
Okay.
Son, have you finished your homework?
Nope.
Okay. Well, hey, I really appreciate that you brought in the mail, you rolled in the garbage can, you unloaded the dishes, you cleared the sink and put everything into the dishwasher, and that you practiced your piano. That is really great. Could you get started on your homework now?
I can try.
Okay. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much. Big hand for Paul. Thank you. Okay, positive coaching means talking about specific technical things a person does well. Okay, and this could be using your laces, looking up, using both feet, those kinds of things. And then saying, here's the correction. And you can see the correction is just a second. It's 1 to 15 seconds. It's not 20 minutes of lecture. It's not 5 minutes of lecture. Oh. Now, I recommend you do this with your kids in general, whether they're doing Taekwondo or doing their homework. But this is the idea, and this is what the coaches should be doing. Instead of saying, Juan, why didn't you pass to Tommy? You shouldn't be doing that. That's not positive coaching. You're saying, Juan, you did these things well. Could you correct this one thing? And coaches should be also running practices in such a way. Now, at this age, the only thing we care about, my only goal, in addition to having fun, is that the kids use the laces of their shoes to kick the ball. That's it. Yes, that's right, Joe. Well, he even did it. He knows how to do it. That's my only goal. Okay, there are 3 types of people, those who can count and those who can't. Okay, we talked about 6U game format. We're going to skip this stuff. Okay, 5th AYSO philosophy, everyone plays. Say it. Everyone plays. What does everyone plays mean? Perfect, thank you. Very good. Everyone plays. It means that everyone plays. In this case, everybody gets the ball. Kids are going to play. Every kid, especially at this age group, should be playing on the field. Again, we don't force, bribe, or coerce. We are encouraging them to play. We're inviting them to play. We're encouraging them to play. But the idea is the game is the best teacher, and the more that they play, the better they're going to be. The goal combination is? Excellent, thank you. So again, more play time means better player development. And it's not going to be an issue at this age because you're going to be playing most of the time. It is important they take breaks, especially when it's hot at the beginning of the season. So they'll only play between 1 and 4 minutes, and we rotate them out. And we typically rotate them when a goal is scored. Okay, is there anybody in here who was an English major? Raise your hand. I got a 5-year-old over there. He's got an English major. Okay. Why are there no English majors on the Starship Enterprise? Because there's no jobs for them in the future either. And why do elephants paint their toenails red? So they can hide in cherry trees. Okay. This leads us into our next one, which is our final philosophy, which is good sportsmanship. Everyone say it? Yes. Can someone tell me what good sportsmanship means, please? Be a team player. Excellent. Thank you. Other guesses? Appreciate teammates. Excellent. What was that? Not ridiculing teammates. Very good. Very good. Okay, so the way I'm going to define this is through all of those things, which is respect and kindness. Okay, respect and kindness. Now, who do we give respect and kindness to? Everyone. Wow, you guys are so much better than the 12U parents. My God, you knew it. There was only one. It was a kid who knew it. None of the parents knew the answer for 12U. Okay, and this is towards everyone: coaches, referees. Just everybody, you guys know. Okay, so one thing, who is on your team? Who is on your team? Everyone, that's right. See, Steph's a returning player, so she knows. All coaches and referees are on the same team. There's no rivalry, certainly at this age. I mean, this isn't the World Cup, right? Okay, thank you. Okay, do you know why you can't trust an atom? Because they make up everything. What's the goal combo? Okay. One last thing. Does anybody know what marionetting is? Raise your hand if you know what marionetting is. You know what marionetting is? Okay. That's where I say, Juan, kick. Kayla, pass, pass. Okay, it's that kind of thing. It's telling your kids what to do. Now, this is the hardest thing in the world, is to cheer, but not use adverbs, verbs. So we really don't want you to do that. We want you to just think about that. But the honest truth is, I actually don't know how to cheer without using verbs. So the point is, let the kids play, cheer and be excited, all of that stuff. They still want and need your energy, but it's up to you, okay? Okay, for this age group, we need team volunteers, and we need specifically a playground. You won't need some of these things. I'll try to explain. It'd be great if we had playground. You don't really need a team manager, but it'd be nice if we did. That person is going to manage the parents, so the coach can manage the kids. So, makes sense, right? So if you, they're going to keep track of the parent volunteers and help remind them to do their specific jobs. And we're going to need you to fill out forms on I volunteer before you leave, either the team manager or the parents. So you're coordinating all of these things. At this age, playground, you don't have a head coach, so don't worry about this. For 5U and 6U, we need coaches, either head coaches or assistant coaches. It doesn't matter which, because you're doing the same thing. You're really kind of the leader. And in the long term, we would like you to start leading. So it's a 10-week program. The first 3 weeks, we run everything. The middle 4 weeks, we start to transition. And by the last session, we hope that you're running most of the activities as a coach. So we're really out there mentoring you every week for that full hour so you can learn how to do this. You're the cultural leader. You're the person who provides, the energy and some of the direction, and mostly the positive attitude. And we'll be asking, if we don't have coach, is anybody here already signed up as a coach? Raise your hand if you're signed up as a coach. Good. Nobody else? Okay. Before you leave, each team should have, and even if you don't, you'll have one by the end of September 7th, our first day. Okay. And I really should make some corrections to this. We're also going to need field liners and I'm sorry, a couple things. The head coach training will be immediately following this. So you're going to have your team meetings, and then for those, we really would like to get you trained as coaches for 2 hours in one of the rooms over there. So please consider one of the caregivers, one of the parents or guardians, be a coach and get trained for 2 hours. There's an hour of class and an hour of field, and it's, I've taken all the classes and I've given all the classes, and it's really kind of fun actually. So please think about that. We also need field liners. Also at 12 o'clock, we're going to ask one person from each team to go to Miller to help line the fields. We're going to have, and then the fields need to be relined every Friday or Thursday night. You can do it by yourself. You can bring your kid with you. It's a lot of fun. You get to play with paint and with paint. So you get to paint the lines with a little cart and stuff. And it's not a lot of work. You get to be outside. You get your steps in. It's fun. Okay, that's my recommendation. By the way, parents, I really appreciate your patience so far with this. That's why I put the jokes in there, although I don't think maybe you don't appreciate the jokes that much. So field lining weekly, and then goal parents. The first group to come on the field in the morning for the 9:30 session, it will be 9:30, has to bring the goals out, unlock them using the goal combo. What's the goal combo? Exactly. You drag them out, put them on the field so that we have them. I think we'll either have 4 or 6 fields. The last teams on the field, which will be done to either 12 or 1, you will take the goals off the field and lock them up. And put the equipment away. There's no tournament. So what's the most important part of soccer? Have fun and snack. That's right, snack. That's right, snack. Okay, so snack is the thing. So every team should have one snack coordinator. And as important as the head coach job is, the snack coordinator is also very important. And that person is going to take care of signing parents up for snack duty and keeping track of allergies and reminding people and reminding who's going to be on snack duty again soon. Okay. What's big, red, and eats rocks? A big red rock eater. Yeah, I know, okay. Goal duty parents, I talked about the same thing. After this session at noon, if you go to Miller, there will be a training on how to do the goals. It's not that hard, but you should still go and do it, okay? Please. So one or 2 per team would be great, but 1 is sufficient at this age group. By the way, the thing is, I want to mention about volunteering is you'll hear some people say, this meeting is mandatory and you must come to this meeting. That is never true with me. Okay, there'll be other people who say it's true. Everything that we do, for me, it's an invitation for you to participate and to spend time doing this stuff. I only want you to come and do stuff if you choose to do it. Okay? The energy is very different if I tell you, Juan, you've got to be here. And you've got to be here every week at this time. That doesn't sound very fun, does it? You don't want to be here. I say, hey, Juan, I'd love to have you come. Love to have you participate. Would you mind, if you could do me a favor and help out with the goals, I'd really appreciate it. Would you agree? You'd go, right? It's a different energy. So just remember, even if you hear the words mandatory and must ever in the 15 years you're going to be in this organization, it's really an invitation, okay? I've only been here 10 years, so if you're here for 15 years, you win. Okay. Coach and referee gifts. Our UK coaches get paid about 1 cent for every hour they work for us, so we're going to probably ask you to do a gift card collection if you think they're worth the effort. We're going to have you guys have an end of season party. You might want to have one person organize that. And then we will provide medals for you at this age group. You're going to pick a name as part of your team meeting. You may want to do a banner. This is completely optional. If you do, you collect the money for it and you get the banner made. You can make them by hand or you can pay for them. Either way. My wife used to make them on our dining room table. She'd take 20 hours to do it. We have every single one of those in the closet still. And they're beautiful. They're works of art, and it was a great release. It was a great creativity outlet for, and endless fun for everybody else. End of game. At the end of every game, we're going to do a little, we'll do a cheer, and you will make a tunnel, and the kids will run through the tunnel, and then we'll have snack. Because what's the most important part of soccer? Have fun and snack. Thank you. Yes, but snack would be probably even more important than fun. Okay, here's the deal. We're going to break in a moment to your teams. Do we have teams set up? Oh, we do. Thank you so much. I think probably, thank you for whoever did that. Make a note of your team number and try to remember it. Get a permanent marker, write it on your phone. Know your team number and division. So anytime you send an email to any of us, you call me, you got to know that information. Okay? Know your coach's name. If you have one, pick it. The kids will pick a team name. Then you're going to sign up for volunteer jobs. It's at ayso64.ivolunteer.com. I'm sorry, that's wrong. And the team manager or you guys can go on your phones and you can fill in that information. So we need field liners, goal parents. You're responsible for keeping track of your snack coordination. Okay. By the way, do we have a place for 5U boys, or am I just in charge of 5U boys? Okay, playground people, you're going to be up here. 5U boys, you're going to be over on this side, okay? And I'm going to meet with both of your groups and we'll figure that out. So when you're done and you've got everything signed up in iVolunteer, you're going to go to that desk. The volunteers who have training today for field lining or goal parents, you're going to get a sticker. You're going to take that to Miller Middle School. Those of you who are staying for 6U training, stay here. It's either in room 13 or 14 starting at noon. Are there any questions about those things?
So my registration say 5U/6U, so where should I go?
Okay, so 5U, 6U girls is over here. Yeah, so girls we combine because we don't have quite enough girls to do 2 different divisions. For boys, we have separate 6U and 5U. Thank you, that was a great question. Okay, so training I've already talked about. Miller for field liners and goal parents. Coaches are going to go to a room at noon for 6U at noon. Uniforms, we'll work on uniforms later. So I'm not sure exactly how uniforms are going to work, except that assuming you get a head coach and a team manager, we'll announce where you go get those uniforms. When you hand out the uniforms, do not give them out by number, although it is smallest to largest for sizes. You're going to line up the kids, smallest to largest, and you're going to hand them out smallest to largest for the kids. Some of the sizes will be too big. I'm just going to ask you to adapt. Why? Because we're all volunteers and none of us get paid to do this. As much as we love you and would like you to have the perfect fitting outfit for your child, it's not going to happen. Well, it might happen for some of you. Any questions about uniforms? Okay. Thank you all so much for your patience. So there's signs up there again. 5U, I think I said 5U over here, playground over here. Yes, you may talk. This is Betsy. Everybody give a big hand for Betsy. Betsy's awesome. You've had 3 kids in the program.
1 kid's still in the program.
1 kid's still in the program. And I coached him when he was 3 feet shorter. Okay, here we go.
Okay, as Eric said, girls 6U, 5U are over here with Justin, and he'll arrange you into the 2 teams. So boys 6U are over here. There's 4 teams along this wall here. Only thing is, we only have coach for team 2 and team 4. Team 4 has an assistant coach. Team 2 has a head coach. We desperately need coaches for team 1 and team 3. So, and you don't even have team managers lined up yet. So as a group, you're going to have to figure out who wants to coach, and we'll train you, team manager, and all that kind of stuff. So the packet's over there, and in your groups you can talk and figure it out. If you need help, we'll be up here, either here in the front or in the back. Who's doing 5U boys?
I'm doing 5U boys up here, I think.
And playground?
And playground right here.
Okay,
So what was I going to say?
there you go.
So team manager training, there'll be an online team manager training tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll send out information. Floyd will be running that. And coach training again. Please sign up for the coach to be a coach and then go. I'm sorry, so a couple things. If you sign up for a new job, number 1, put it in iVolunteer if it's there. Number 2, go to that corner and sign up and register in the system. Number 3, then go to your training. If you're a coach, you're over here. Team manager online tomorrow. Any questions? Yeah, I know that's a lot and I apologize. If you have questions, come and find me, okay? Okay. You are free to go. Thank you, everybody, for your kind patience. Yes, Juan. Oh, sorry. If you could put the books back in that area, kind of in that area, they don't have to be in the boxes. I'd appreciate it. Sorry.
So he wants to do, so he's in the